Tuning in to the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hey! Get it. Ooh, pop it. Pop it. Oh, love it. Are we sneaking up in here? Okay. Hi, guys.
You're a way better dancer than I am.
I'm gonna do the back row. I love it. Hey, we are back for another episode of HBO Girls Season 5, and this is Queen for 2 days. So I am your host, Spicy Madi, and joining us on the cell phone line is Kellie Olisky. Kellie, how you doing?
Hi.
And unfortunately, Miriam's not here today, but we have the beautiful Roxy in the building. How you doing, Rox?
I'm good. I'm so excited. I've never gotten to talk girls with you, and this has been one of my favorite shows.
Fan.
The biggest. Like, I eat, breathe, sleep girls. Love it more than anything. So thank you for letting me come in.
Absolutely. And don't you have a project that you're working on right now with Kevin?
Yeah, I do. Kevin and Maria are executive producers, where we started a new show called The Tomorrow Show. If you want to check it out, you can go to thetomorrowshow.com or follow us anywhere at The Tomorrow Show. It's on Mondays and Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time. And it's like one of those shows that's really quirky and weird. We're in Star Trek outfits. We're interviewing Farrah Abraham on tomorrow, actually. She's coming in. We're talking like about her porno and the different stuff. So you never know what you're going to get with the show. It's a really weird, like we talk to all different Trekkies also. So you don't know what you're going to get.
Sci-fi.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been amazing. And so far fans have been awesome about it. It will only be our third show, so it's a new project.
Oh, that sounds cool.
TheTomorrowShow.com. Check it out.
Awesome. Okay, you guys have to, tweet at us at AfterBuzz TV. Let us know what you think of Kevin and Roxy's show. But this sounds super cool.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
So we're going to dive into today's episode. It was really good, nice and freaky.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect girls episode.
And it starts off with Hannah and her mom going to this retreat, it looks like, so her mother can have some kind of enlightenment or healing from what she's going through with the divorce choice that she made. What do you think of the spa that she went to?
Well, I was just excited to see more time with her and her mom. We've seen more of her and her dad this season, so I was happy that we got them alone in a place, even though this place was bizarro land. Like, totally.
Did you really think it was bizarre?
I did. I'm not trying to judge anybody who lives their life like this, because I think it's wonderful. I'm just too high-strung of a person to be able to, like, put my phone away for a weekend or do anything like that. So I'm, like, freaking out with Hannah. Like, oh, my God, give her her phone. She has emails to do.
But it's spring queening, though.
Yeah, I know.
Kel, what do you think? Would you go to a spa like that? Or retreat like that?
I don't think I could handle it either. I think the idea is kind of cool in theory, but spending time with yourself that can also be kind of dangerous, being alone in your own thoughts.
Yeah.
I think a place like that was good because it was for, detoxing, and sometimes we do need to disconnect, I feel like, from, the matrix or the system, and we're always in our phones, and that's why we don't communicate anymore. So I think it was a good opportunity that Hannah didn't take advantage of maybe reconnecting with her mom and just going through these exercises and taking them seriously, because clearly her mom is going through some personal issues and she's hurting right now. So she's in search of healing, and she's reaching out to these like 5 women that
Oh yeah, Kathy, Barb, and Coco.
Yeah,
my best friends. Yeah, I think that the point of a place like this is to walk out with clarity, and I feel like Lorraine really did walk out, at least whether we agree with the decision she made or not. She made her mind up at the end. I think Hannah walked out more confused than she walked in.
That sounds pretty much like Hannah's character, though.
Right. So like you're saying, she didn't really take advantage of this. I don't think that this kind of place worked for her, especially not when her mind seems so closed off to the possibilities there.
Right. But she wasn't, I mean, like the exercises that you said that were weird, like the blindfolding for trust, or just the yoga, or just empowering your, what did she say, your cunt, or like pussy power.
Totally.
I mean, these places really do exist, though, and I can see how it's good and healthy, because sometimes you do need to take a retreat from your everyday life and from men. And I think that that's one of the things is she needed to hear other people's experiences and the pain that they were going through, and how, I guess, they downplayed her problems, which gave her the enlightenment that you were saying that, you know, she's just going to stay with her husband.
I can't believe that.
But I thought that was a little bit unfair for her, though, because they kind of discounted it like it wasn't a real problem. Like, oh, I wish that was my only issue. And I felt like she was a little bit cheated for that, because she wanted to be able to talk about it and have somebody kind of empathize with her, and I don't feel like she was able to get that. Yeah, she made a decision, and, you know, she came to her choice however she did, but at the same time, I just feel she was just a little bit cheated from that.
Well, the fact that they compared or tried to say that herpes and genital warts and I think mouth gonorrhea or chlamydia.
Get your STDs right.
Yeah, right. Is worse than having a homosexual husband, you know, lie to you for all these years. I was confused by that.
Yeah, I kind of am somewhere between you guys and this. I think this show does such an amazing job of making me question what I believe. By the time that she decided she was going to stay with her husband, I didn't know whether that was the right decision or the wrong decision. So I do agree with you, Kellie, that she was completely cheated out of any sort of therapeutic release because nobody was talking to her about it. But at the same time, I do think you can have worse problems than your husband being gay, especially when we learn they're still having sex. And
right.
Then it's still good.
Right.
Clearly, she doesn't have that bad of a problem with it, because she's still getting turned on and coming.
Right.
So
that was so weird to me. That was one of the strangest parts. I was like, okay, well.
I mean, and I totally understand the decision. I mean, she's at a point in her life, and she even says in the beginning, like, one of the reasons why she wanted to go to this place in the first place was that she felt like she was scared she was going to be sexless and alone for the rest of her life. So at least this way, I think kind of the thinking goes that it, you know, she is having sex and she does have a companion, and there's a lot of great things about their relationship and his personality, so she can kind of overlook this one key thing.
But she
And,
also,
you know, whatever works.
I agree with that. But she also says, if only I had known 20 years ago.
Ding, 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 ding. Yes.
But I don't want anybody to
Right.
live their life like that. I want everybody to live like they still have time left, and they don't have to settle. And I felt sad for her in that moment. Like, guess what? You have a lot to offer somebody. So pretend it
Right.
is 20 years ago, which is why I'm so torn.
Well,
It is very sad.
If she
And I
was
think
younger,
that
I would agree with exactly what she said. If she was
But I
younger.
think it was a key phrase, too, for Hannah, because Hannah's at this crossroads with Fran, and then her to say, if I knew 20 years ago, well, here's Hannah at that place, you know what I mean? So I think that her taking in that sentiment itself is going to, I'm curious to see if that's going to play out with anything she decides to do later.
No, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, Kel. Like, that was kind of like a mother's forewarning that get out of the relationship while you can, or, you know, while you know that something is wrong with the relationship. But in regards to her choice, we get comfortable, we get complacent. She probably has a good maybe like 5 to 10 years left to live. So starting from scratch, I get it. It's a lot of work.
It definitely
She's
is.
only 60. She could have a good 20 years left to live.
She could have a good 40
Not
years
with
left
these
to
hormones
live.
in our meat. She has like a good 5 to 10 years.
Not if she keeps going on these retreats where I'm sure it's all organic stuff.
That's true. And speaking of the organic, Hannah absolutely hates the food. She hates the environment. I mean, she's just not enjoying herself. She's not even enjoying the lesbian sex that she's attempting to have.
All right. I don't know what they're trying to do here. Or is this Hannah just experimenting because she doesn't know what she wants? Is this her like trying to understand where her dad is coming from, or trying? I don't know what they're trying
She
to
says
tell
it could
us.
be genetic, you know.
Yeah.
Kel, what do you think? Do you think that she is maybe, was she sexually attracted to the person, or was it just, she gave her a moment of attention? Where do you think that the desire to kiss and make out and eat her out came from?
Well, I think that, and I could tell during their first interaction that there was flirting, at least from the yoga teacher's part. And I feel like Hannah, we all know that she has self-esteem issues and all of that. And I think this person showed interest in her, gave her compliments, made her feel better to the point where she almost started to enjoy her time there finally. And I think it's also an escape. She uses sex to kind of escape what she's thinking and kind of move on in a way and get out of her head. And I think it just kind of got a little weird for her, especially being in the sauna, and it was uncomfortable, and she's just like, I can't.
Yeah.
She stopped right before the girl climax, which is very unfair, but leave it to Hannah to quit.
About that climax too, by the way?
She laughed, she cried. You never laugh and cry when you climax?
I never have done that.
I've done both, and it's amazing.
Really?
I can't say that I've cried.
Yeah, I've definitely giggled. Like, I've had some laughter, but I don't think I've ever cried. And I feel like this was just, I could have been watching Hannah in this moment. This woman was unraveling. I feel like Hannah's unraveling. You're right. She just wants the attention. But I wonder if we're going to see her with more women, if this is the start of something or if this is the end of something now.
Ooh, sounds like you're making a prediction.
Well, I think she has a lot of figuring out to do, too, about herself and what she wants. I mean, she had this tumultuous relationship with Adam. Now she has a guy that's a little bit nicer, and she doesn't really like that either. And, I think she's just confused on what she wants in her life as far as relationships go with other people, period, whether it is a man or a woman.
Well, clearly her mom likes nice guys, because that was her key point in staying with her father. And that is one important key factor that makes for a good friendship and for long-term relationships, is being with a person who's nice. And so I think that was some good advice that her mother gave her, but clearly she doesn't want the nice guy. She likes the bad boy and the crazy ones like Adam. So speaking of crazy guys, Adam and Jessa. My prediction was wrong. Adam and Jessa hooked up again. So, sorry, you guys. I was wrong with my prediction. They definitely had better sex this time.
Why didn't you think they were going to hook up again?
Because it was awkward, bad sex. And I thought that they set themselves up for such high expectations, and that they thought that they were going to be, these awesome freaks in the bed and put it on each other. And then when they did it, it was really weird last episode. And here they are doing it again. And it looks like they took the time to learn what each other likes, because they both stepped into the role playing, which is also pretty spicy. And, she has the sponge in it. You were telling me is another form of birth control.
Yeah, I think it's like a female condom that you can put up there.
And so, them having this passionate sex, and he really, he's practicing his acting at the time.
Oh, yeah.
And pretends that he left it in her, and,
Yeah. This is so hard for me to watch, because I was such a Hannah and Adam fan from day one. Yep. I love them so much. But I have to tell you, I don't usually flip-flop like this, but I'm kind of loving watching this, which is, I don't know if that makes me a bad person, but all of a sudden I'm like, ooh, I kind of see what's happening here, and it's beautiful. It's realistic.
I agree with you, too.
Kelly's on your team. Kelly is
really
team Adam and Jessa.
And I know, we had a lot of debates about this when it first started, because I think it's very cool that they are exploring this in the way that they are, because I feel like a lot of people come across this, especially in close-knit circles, is, the whole rules with dating, dating people that your friends have dated and all of that, and it being taboo and you not being able to do that. But I feel like they do have such a genuinely unique connection and get each other in ways that other people don't. So I'm liking seeing where it's going to go.
It's so genuine that she's even willing to share Adam with her sister.
Right, which we never would have seen with anybody else. Not even her husband of the moment. Like, she doesn't want her family introduced to anybody. So that's crazy.
But to
watch.
share your man with your family member and to be perfect, do you think that she'd really be okay with that? I feel like she would. I feel like she was used to it, and she wouldn't be surprised if Adam slept with her.
No, I don't think she would be down.
I also think that she's secure enough in her relationship with him that she doesn't, she gets that it would, if it happened at all. First, I think that she knows him well enough that he wouldn't do that. But secondly, I think that she also thinks that even if it did, it wouldn't mean anything. Not like it means when they're together.
If he slept with her sister, I would jump ship so fast. That would not be okay with me.
But it's okay to sleep with her best friend who's like her sister.
Well, no, I don't think it's okay. I don't condone what they're doing, and I would never partake in any part of it. I just wouldn't.
But he slept with her cousin.
Yeah, he did. He did.
So there's nobody left to sleep with other than the sis now.
Yeah, but since he's been with Jessa, she called him her boyfriend, you know? This is a thing that she's doing. They've committed to each other now. So if he went and slept with her sister, I would think that would be really messed up to Jessa. Even though Jessa's the one who's in the wrong right now.
Yes.
Right. But also, I think that would really be a big sign of his character, which is, Adam is always been, not the best guy, but I don't feel he's ever been that guy.
Right. What he did to Hannah is messed up, but maybe it's because she's the wrong person. If he can be great for Jessa and not cheat on her and treat her well and get her through school and support her and love her, then maybe Hannah was just the wrong girl for him.
And he did. He dropped the money bomb. Right. He was like, I will help you bring your dream to life, which I thought, I applauded Adam for stepping up and being a man in that situation. He didn't have to do that. And that was purely, I think, from his heart. I think he believed what he was saying. But do I think that, Adam is this amazing, good person? I don't think Adam is a bad person, but Adam does what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And
yeah,
apparently so does Jessa.
Right.
And I have no problem with you being with the person that you love, because I'm pro-love and I'm just like I am a hopeless romantic, but don't lie about it. That's all. They should have told Hannah, hey, we don't care about your feelings and we're going to do it regardless. When you're sneaky about it, that's when it becomes super shady.
I completely agree, as we saw last week with Hannah saying something's up. She's being weird. Yeah. She's not being herself. So if you're going to do it, no holding back. Admit it out loud. Yeah. Realize what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
Definitely have a conversation with your friend and just say, hey, I just want to let you know this is happening. Let's figure out how to deal with it if we're going to continue to be friends or not. But this is where I'm choosing to take my life.
Especially since she threw away the friendship anyways, Cal. I mean, she might as well have just been honest about it. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm taking your ex. Yeah. I don't care what you think. Now it's over.
Right. I agree with that for sure.
Did either of you guys think it was a little rude what he said to her sister, though? Like, the sister's known, she's known her for so many years, obviously. They're sisters. Mm-hmm. And he says, you don't know her at all. She's not like that, but we've known her to be like that. She ditches every job. She can't commit to anything or anyone. I feel like the sister was dead on, and Adam was really rude to her, which kind of upset me. If I was the sister, I would have been pissed, but she seemed to not care.
Well, I think Adam was drinking the Jessa Kool-Aid. Mm-hmm. He's in the moment right now, but as soon as she breaks his heart or she does something to him, he's going to change his mind about the situation.
You don't see this lasting.
What? You really think they're going to walk off into the sunset and be married?
I am starting to think so. I know.
You also have to remember, too, though, like they have been friends for a minute, so he's seen her kind of evolve and try to become this better person that she wants to be. So, yes, I think that the way that he delivered that to sister was absolutely rude, and it should have been in a different way. But I think what he's saying he truly believed because he's kind of seen those changes in her. And, and he's grown up in a similar sort of way himself. So he feels, I think what he was trying to say is that you don't know her now. You haven't seen the changes that she's made. You haven't been around to see, like, this is what she's doing now. She's taking more responsibility for herself to a certain extent. And I think that's what he was trying to say, but he didn't deliver it in a very respectful way at all.
Has she changed, though? Because all I see is a different career path. I don't see a change in her personality. She's still promiscuous. She's still a liar. She's still deceitful. She's still hurtful. She's still a coward. I mean, there's a lot of things that have not changed about her personalities. The only difference is she believes in therapy. That's the only difference that I'm seeing.
I think she...
I don't know. I saw her change a little bit. Even from the first episode of this season, the way she handled Marnie's wedding, the way she was with her, just kind of her demeanor, I feel is just a little bit different. And I think yes, she still is harsh. She's still rude. She still has a long ways to go for sure. But I think that there has been a little bit of a change.
But she's just confident. I think she's just confident. I don't think that situation would stress her at all because she's a confident person. She's always shown us confidence.
I don't think she's necessarily changed. I just think she's found a person who's okay with who she is.
Ah.
Which I actually think is a nice change for her. That she's with somebody who does believe in her. Not like her sister or her friends who know that she's like this, who doesn't push her to be anything she's not. So I don't know if she's really changed from season 1. I went back and watched a couple of episodes this week, actually, and I was like, wow, I don't know if any of these girls have really changed that
Kellie,
much.
I don't even arguing about that. We're like, they're the same people.
Really yeah.
Just different
my
countries
whole
now.
thing just about like the whole wedding was that I feel like from season 1, she would have like walked out and not cared. And that was a difference that I saw, is that she didn't do that. Like, she was the calm one. She kind of pulled everyone together. And I don't really feel like it was necessarily a confidence thing. It was just a little bit different because I feel like in earlier seasons, she wouldn't have even been there to deal with it. She just would have bailed.
I think that has to do with her sobriety. I think that
It could, absolutely.
that a lot of times in previous seasons, she would have just walked out and been like, I'm going to the bar, I'm going to take drugs, whatever. I've got better places to be. I think now she's clear-headed.
Well, can she even get a licensed? She get licensed to be a therapist with? I mean, doesn't she have a record? I feel like she's been in jail and she's been in like rehab and psychological treatment. Like, I don't know.
I think you can. I think you can.
Even if you have a record?
You can.
Yeah, show you've changed it around and whatnot.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm not positive about that, so don't quote me, but I believe so.
I'm gonna look that up because
I think so too. I mean, especially to be able to. I mean, and being a licensed therapist, I think is a little bit different. I don't think she's going to be able to like prescribe drugs or anything like that.
because she will be prescribing them to herself.
Yeah, I don't know if I would want her to be the therapist of
Extra
anybody I
codeine
love.
and Vicodin for me.
Right? I think more of like a counselor, though, right? Like she could be more of a counselor.
Potentially, yeah, she
I don't know
could.
if anybody, if anybody,
A life
knows kind of
coach.
the ins and outs of that, definitely let us know.
She could definitely be a life coach. The Cat Cafe.
All right.
Is this real? And Shoshana working at a cat cafe. Please tell me, Roxy, what you know about cat cafes.
Every one of my friends that goes to Japan comes back with pictures of the cat cafes. These are real things that exist there, where you go to a cafe, you have your tea, you have your coffee, you have your cookie, and there are just cats. A lot of the places actually rescue cats, so they're stray cats that they take in, they get them vaccinated, they don't ever close their doors, the cats just come and go as they please. Like, it's the weirdest concept to me.
Don't they carry disease germs and then cat hairballs? And how does that not get in your food and in your drink?
I would freak out.
Can I tell you that they just opened up a cat cafe here in Austin?
No way.
Yes, they did.
Oh my God.
But there's people who really love, they're pets. So I mean, I see it whenever I go to restaurants out here in LA. Everybody, they have their animals on the plane with them. They have their animals at the restaurants. In Target, I'm stepping in cat poop and cat, like this. I'm just like, there's no separation. They are your family members.
Let's just say it's not for me, but you're completely right that some people are obsessed with cats. So if you're a cat person, Japan is for you. Go to the cat cafes, or apparently Austin.
Well, clearly it's not for
Austin, yeah.
Shoshana anymore. I mean, was that not a shocker, Cal, that all of a sudden she doesn't want to be there anymore? Where did that come from?
I was waiting for that. I was absolutely waiting for that. Yes, because and anyone that's moved away, when you move away from home, the first 6 months to a year is like the best because everything's new,
That's
everything's
true.
fun and all that. But then when you have a minute to kind of sit with it, you do start to feel really homesick, and then it takes a minute to kind of get over that hump. And I think that's where she is.
You are so much smarter than I am, because I was not thinking that.
You were drinking the Kool-Aid too.
Oh, I was drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm like, oh my God, this place is for show. It's like her Disneyland dream come true. She loves it. She found her Yoshi boy. She found everything.
Wait, what
Great.
is he? He's not a Backstreet Boy. What did that lady call him? He's like a Asian.
Oh, I don't know.
One Direction member.
One Direction, yeah. But Shosh and
Abigail.
Yosh. Oh, I loved watching her there. I was like, great, she'll be there forever. Good for her. She's moved on. Kelly, you're so much smarter because I had no idea.
Well, I think I think she's living a lie now,
so
and it's getting to her.
I'm curious to see if she decides to stay and stick it out, or if she runs back home.
She's running
and
back
what about
home.
the whole virginity they're gonna go lose their virginity together.
Oh, that was weird.
Well, that's what I'm saying. She's like living this like fantasy lie, and I think that her conscience is starting to get with her. That she's starting to see that this isn't as amazing as I thought it was going to be if I have to live this lie.
I think that sometimes we have pictures of ourselves who we wish we were. Like, for me, I wish I was way more of a hippie child. I always describe myself, I'm like, I'm a total hippie. But when it comes to certain things, I'm like, I need to be clean. I need to be like, I'm very tense. Da, da, da. So I'm not actually a hippie, you know? I can say I'm a hippie all I want. I feel like for her, she's like, oh, I'm totally zen and one with Japan now, and I do this and that. But I don't think it's actually who she is at her core. So I think she's trying to be this person. Like you said, she's living this lie because that's who she always wanted to be. But guess what? She's one of the girls. That's who she is.
Oh, that's true. She's one of the girls still.
So I think that this isn't in her soul the way she wanted it to be, maybe.
Well, she's had 2 nice guys now that she's about to run away from. Mm-hmm. And it's a reoccurring theme here on the show, I feel like. I think they're trying to send us a message that, you know, the nice guys lose.
And they finish last.
Yeah.
She always had
Finish last.
She always had this like such clear path. You know, she was going to be she was going to have a career. She was going to do this. She was going to do that, and all of these things. And now that she's, you know, she got the job, she moved out there, she did all that. That kind of fell apart. So now she's kind of winging it because she decided she wanted to stay there and not run back to the boyfriend in New York. And it's just, I think she's confused and she needs to figure it out. And, you know, being homesick on top of that is just the worst.
So maybe Abigail was just there or inserted to help assist her in this enlightenment.
Definitely.
And come to this revelation. Because I thought that was random. I'm like, what are you doing here if you're not going to rehire her? But I guess she just wanted to visit.
It seemed like she was there on work, and so she checked in with Shosh
Because of
she
guilt.
Yeah, exactly. I think that, she was there out of guilt, and that she was more of a catalyst for us as the audience to see what was going on. Because when Shosh was hanging out with her 2 Japanese girlfriends, she's not going to be like, I hate it here, you know? She's going to drink that Kool-Aid. She's going to be like, this is great. We're in these jacuzzis. I'm getting my feet eaten by fish.
Right. She's swimming with the fishies, literally.
So I think that we needed somebody from home to come out here to really have her remember, oh my God, this isn't where I live. This is not my home.
Oh, she's going to break her, what's his name's heart? She's going to break Yoshi's heart.
Yeah, she definitely is. And she's not going to be losing her virginity to him. He does not know that.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. She's been living this
poor
life.
Yoshi.
Told you. Now, I want to make sure that we jump into some news and gossip. And we don't have anything super juicy other than, there you go.
TV News.
That's the alert notification. That Lena is doing well. She's recovering. She had a ovarian cyst that burst, and the tabloids are saying that she looks healthy, she looks well. And so, you know, I'm just happy that, and she wasn't able to do the publicity for this season. And you had mentioned that it's not getting as much social media attention as usual.
That's just, in my opinion.
Your own perception, yeah.
Exactly. I didn't read any articles on that, but I find that I used to tweet about this show, and there was so much interaction, and now, I don't know, I think this is one of the best seasons yet, and I'm not hearing that much about it, which bothers me.
But it may be because she couldn't do as much publicity this season. I mean, she's been very vocal about her health and what's going on with her.
Right.
So, I mean, publicity and your tours, you know, preparing people for the show gets people excited for it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm glad to hear she's doing well, and knowing her, we'll be hearing about this via Girls next season. One of her characters will be going through something she did, so I'm sure we'll know more about what happened there.
Absolutely, we will. And then we should get into some predictions really quick, because I know you had some that you were kind of like tiptoeing around,
Now,
Roxy.
your AfterBuzz TV.
It's more like where my brain goes. I'm not even predicting anything as much as like thinking about what could happen. Does Hannah realize that she's a lesbian and this is like that she's been living a lie and that's why none of these guys work for her? Does she try to go back after Adam now that she's not going to be with her boyfriend and maybe break up with him, and that's when she realizes that Adam has a new girlfriend and it happens to be her best friend? So many questions about her. And then I guess Marnie seems to be the focus of next week, which we didn't see tonight.
Yeah, we didn't see Marnie at all.
I know.
I missed Marnie.
I really missed Marnie, but she, to me, is the most lost character character of all of them. So I'm really excited that we're going to dive more into that.
Oh, you think Marnie's the most lost?
Well, actually, I think they're all a little lost.
Hannah's the most lost.
Maybe. Yeah, this show could be called Lost, but there was already a show called Lost. So
it had to be called Girls.
Yeah, but I am really excited. When we take a week off of any of these 4 girls, I miss them. So that means they're doing a good job.
We are attached.
Yeah.
Kel, what do you think?
I think Shoshana's going home for sure. I don't see her staying there. I think she is going to realize that she needs to be back, and that, I think this episode kind of burst her little bubble, and she's going to go back and kind of see what, New York has to offer her now after being in Japan. As far as Hannah goes, I think that she's definitely going to want Adam back, whether it is because she's tired of Fran or when she finds out that he's dating Jessa just because she wants to win. I think that's going to be a little bit of that competition, and that's just going to confuse her even more about what's going on in her head as far as who she wants to be with.
Ooh,
and then
Marnie
is, I do feel like this marriage is ridiculous, and I am just excited to see her come back and see what's happening.
Watch her be the only one who ends up making that relationship work. All the other girls end up single.
If anyone could do it, she totally would be the one.
I think that everybody's going to fail. And this is a dark prediction, but I think that on the last episode, we're going to see Marnie alone. She's going to divorce her husband. We're going to see Jessa and Adam not working out. I think Adam's going to wind up leaving Jessa, because I think that Jessa would leave him, but I think they're going to do a little twisteroo on the script and psych us out. And then I think that we're going to see Hannah leave Fran, and Shoshana's coming back into the country and not having any boyfriend. So I think they're all going to be alone once again together.
Right, maybe. Oh, and did we see, was that Marnie and her ex-boyfriend that she does a double take for?
Because we didn't really get to see who it was. It looked like it was like construction workers or something.
Yeah, but I think that it might have been, what's his name?
The one that broke up with her.
Yeah.
Oh, what was his name?
Her first love that she tried to be back with.
I'm having a brain fart right now.
I only think that because she did the double take.
It's totally escaping me right now.
Oh my God, all of us.
I know, it's been so many seasons.
I know. And I loved them together too. Actually, she was mean to him, but I loved him.
She was really cruel to him.
Yeah, the tech guy. I'll find it for us.
But for some reason,
Charlie.
she always goes. Charlie. She always goes back to Charlie.
Yeah,
though.
Charlie.
I can see her having an affair with Charlie. We didn't see Ray this episode either, or Elijah and his boo.
Yeah, that's a hot and heavy romance.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with that, because I predicted that it wasn't going to work either. So,
wow, you're this lover of love, but nothing's working out.
I am in love with love. I know the signs of chaos because I've done everything wrong in relationships.
The money is going to be a factor with Jessa and Adam. Once money gets involved, things get weird. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh, that's a good prediction, actually. I think she's going to squander his money, and he's going to leave her when he winds up investing so much into Jessa. Let's add that to the prediction list.
We got a lot of them this week.
We are here every Sunday. Roxy, what's your Twitter handle and your IG and Instagram and everything, all your social?
I'm easy. I'm everywhere at Roxy Striar. And don't forget thetomorrowshow.com, Mondays and Thursdays, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific time, at The Tomorrow Show.
And Kellie, what's your Twitter and Instagram?
I am at Kellie with an IE 079.
And you guys can play with my Twitter or stroke my Instagram at SpicyMari. And shout out to Miriam. We love you. We miss you. You missed a great episode, but she will be back probably next Sunday. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.